Alright, Cowboys Nation, let's jump straight into the real talk. A while back, we did a video around Thanksgiving with some pretty exciting news. Rico Dow was looking like he was going to give the Cowboys not just one, but to compensatory 5th round picks That was huge because comp picks are basically free draft capital. And the Cowboys already have a strong draft set up this year with the first round picks, but now the season is over and the updated numbers are in, and unfortunately, the situation has shifted. The Cowboys are no longer projected to receive the 5th round compensatory picks Instead, it looks like it will be just one And I want to break down exactly why this happened and what changed. If you're wondering what a comp pick even is, here's the deal. Compensatory picks are awarded to teams when players leave in free agency. That means players who are cut or traded do not count toward the comp formula. The NFL uses a private formula that factors in things like the player's average annual value of their contract and how many snaps they played. Over the Cap does an excellent job estimating it. Though it's not perfect, they track the contracts and project where the comp picks fall. But there's always a margin of error because the NFL keeps some of the details private. So, back in November, the Cowboys were set to receive a bunch of compensatory picks. The projection showed a 5th round pick for DeMarcus Lawrence ***5th round pick for Jordan Lewis and then **6th round picks for Brandon Cook, Chance Gulspi, Chuma Dogba, and Rico Dowell ***. On the other side, the Cowboys were projected to give up picks for free agents they signed. That included a **6th rounder for Dante Fowler and **7th rounders for Solomon Thomas, Robert Jones, and Javonte Williams All of that math worked out so that the Cowboys were expected to net to 5th round compensatory picks The big reason this was possible was that Rico Dowell's strong performance in the back half of the season pushed him into qualifying, which meant the Cowboys did not have to cancel out any picks the way they otherwise might have. But now, the numbers have shifted. The major change is with Jordan Lewis. Over the Cap's updated projection now shows that Jordan Lewis no longer qualifies as a 5th round comp pick Instead, he's now a *6th round comp pick And that single adjustment is what knocks the Cowboys out of the 5th round pick scenario. It's a tough break because it's not like Lewis suddenly became a bad player or anything. It's more a combination of injury, snap counts, and the comp formula being extremely precise. Here's where the bad luck factor comes in. Jordan Lewis suffered a season-ending foot injury in Week 16, and he also missed for games earlier in the year with a neck injury, even though he had a solid season overall. Those missed games dropped his snap count to *55.8% And that matters because snap count is one of the most important metrics in the comp formula. The difference between a 5th round comp pick and a 6th round comp pick for Jordan Lewis is only about *3% of snaps That is literally the difference between the Cowboys getting a 5th round pick or being pushed down a round. Now, I want to be clear, projections can change. Sometimes the NFL's final calculations end up different than what Over the Cap predicts. There have been cases where players were close to the threshold, and the final ruling ended up being in the team's favor. So there is still a sliver of hope that Jordan Lewis could be considered a 5th rounder if the NFL tweaks the numbers, but as of right now, based on the updated projections, the Cowboys look like they're getting ***1 5th round comp pick and not 2. And while it's disappointing, I'm still very excited about the draft. Even with 1 compensatory pick instead of 2. The Cowboys still have to first round selections and that alone gives them a chance to build a very strong class. The difference between getting a 5th round pick and a 6th round pick is not a game changer in the grand scheme of the draft, but it does sting because it felt like we were on the verge of getting extra draft capital that could have helped in a meaningful way. Now, there is a possible twist that could still improve the Cowboys' comp pick situation. And it involves Robert Jones. Jones signed a 1-year deal worth $3.75 million but he did not play at all due to a neck injury. The contract was structured with a $*$3 million base salary and signing bonus ***, and the remaining $750,000 was tied to per-game roster bonuses. Because he didn't play, those bonuses likely did not get paid out. And that could mean the NFL doesn't count that portion toward the comp formula if the NFL decides not to count those incentives. That could move Jones' contract just outside the qualifying threshold. And if that happens, the Cowboys might not have to cancel out the comp pick they received for Chuma Dogba. That could potentially give them a third compensatory pick, although it would likely be very late in the draft, so the final answer isn't fully locked in yet. The comp picks are usually announced in March, right before free agency starts, and that's when we'll know for sure. But for now, the updated projections suggest the Cowboys will only have ***1 fifth-round comp pick ***, and it's because Jordan Lewis' snap count dropped just enough to move him down a round. It's a frustrating result because it's essentially a case of being unlucky with injuries and timing. But it's also a reminder of how precise and complicated the comp pick formula really is. There's one other note worth mentioning. Cooper Rush was also on the bubble for a comp pick. Over the Cap originally had his snap count at 0%, which was clearly incorrect. It was later updated to around 11%. But that still isn't enough to qualify, so unless the NFL decides to calculate things differently, Rush will not earn a comp pick for the Cowboys, and he'll remain on the outside looking in. There were a few other players who were close but ultimately didn't make the threshold, which is part of the reason why the Cowboys' comp pick haul ended up being smaller than we had hoped. Now, we are still a little ways away from the official announcement, and there's always the chance the NFL calculates something differently, but based on the current projections, the Cowboys will likely head into the draft with 1 fifth-round compensatory pick, and a whole lot of excitement around what they can do with their first-round selections. All right, Cowboys Nation, let's keep this going and dig deeper into what this means for the Cowboys' draft strategy, and how these comp pick changes can ripple into the rest of the offseason. Even though the loss of that second fifth-round compensatory pick is a bummer, it's not the end of the world. The draft is still where the Cowboys can build long-term success, and having the first-round picks gives them an incredible opportunity to address major needs, add elite talent, and potentially reshape the roster for the next few seasons. The big question now is how the Cowboys should approach the draft, knowing that they likely have just one compensatory pick instead of two. One thing to keep in mind is that compensatory picks are basically bonus picks, but they don't always determine success. There have been plenty of seasons where teams got multiple comp picks and still didn't end up with meaningful contributors. And there are plenty of examples where teams got 0 comp picks and still built elite rosters through smart drafting and free agency. The comp picks are nice, but they are not a replacement for strong evaluation and strategic planning. In terms of draft strategy, the Cowboys are in a strong position because they have the ability to pick at the top of the first round twice. That alone gives them the leverage to target elite talent at positions of need, but it also means they need to be disciplined and avoid reaching for players just because they are available. The Cowboys have to pick the best player available who fits the system, not just the player with the biggest name. They also need to consider positional value, especially in the first round, because the cost of missing on a first-round pick is much higher than missing on a fifth-rounder. Let's talk about what the comp pick situation could mean for the Cowboys' roster construction. The Cowboys have a few key areas that could be addressed with the draft, including offensive line depth, edge rusher support, and secondary reinforcement. If the Cowboys lose that extra fifth-round pick, it makes the mid to late rounds even more important. That's where you find depth players, special teams contributors, and potential breakout stars. The Cowboys will need to be sharp in the later rounds because they might not have that extra slot to take a flyer on a player with upside. Even with one comp pick, the Cowboys can still get value. The sixth-round picks, for example, can still turn into quality contributors. We've seen many late-round picks become starters or even Pro Bowl caliber players. So while it's disappointing to lose a fifth-round comp pick, the Cowboys still have plenty of opportunities to find talent. The key will be how they scout and how they plan their draft board. They need to make sure they are not only targeting players who can contribute immediately, but also those who can develop into long-term assets. Another factor to consider is the impact of free agency on the comp pick formula. While the Cowboys are not expected to gain comp picks for players who were cut or traded. The moves they make in free agency can influence the comp pick calculation in the future. That's why the comp pick system is so tricky. Teams can be punished or rewarded based on how their free agency decisions play out. It's not just about who you sign, but how much you sign them for, how much they play, and whether they perform at a high level. If the NFL does end up calculating the comp picks differently than over the cap's projections, there could be a surprise. That's why it's important to stay tuned until the official announcement in March. It's not uncommon for the final comp picks to differ slightly from projections, and that can change the draft landscape for the Cowboys. For example, if Robert Jones' contract is evaluated differently, and it moves him outside the qualifying threshold, the Cowboys could potentially keep the Chuma Dogba comp pick. That could create an additional late-round selection, which would be valuable, even if it's not a high pick. But even if the projections hold true, the Cowboys still have a solid draft foundation. To first-round picks give them the chance to make a big splash. The Cowboys could use one pick to target a high-impact player, and the other to address a major need. They can also trade up or trade down depending on how the board falls. The flexibility is a major advantage. The Cowboys have options, and that's what makes this draft so exciting. Now, it's also worth talking about the emotional side of this. Cowboys fans are passionate, and we always want the team to maximize every advantage. Losing a potential fifth-round comp pick can feel like the universe is against you, especially when you feel like you did everything right. But it's important to remember that the NFL is a long season, and the draft is a long process. One pick doesn't define the entire offseason. It's what you do with the picks you have that matters most. In the end, the draft is about building a roster that can win consistently. The Cowboys have a strong core, but they need to continue adding talent around it. They need depth, they need youth, and they need players who can compete at a high level. The comp picks are a bonus, but the core of the roster will be built through the first round and through smart picks in the middle rounds. The Cowboys have the chance to make this draft one of their best in years. And even with one comp pick, they can still do it as we get closer to the draft. The conversation will shift to specific players and scenarios. We'll start talking about potential targets, who fits the scheme, and how the Cowboys might approach trading or staying put. We'll also be watching the free agency period to see how the roster changes and how that impacts draft needs. The next few months are going to be intense, and the Cowboys are in the middle of it all, so stay locked in, because we are going to break down every development, every move, and every twist in the comp pick situation. Whether the Cowboys end up with one or two compensatory picks, the draft is still a major opportunity to build for the future. And the Cowboys have the tools and the assets to make it happen. Keep your eyes on the board, keep your notes ready, and get ready for what could be one of the most exciting drafts in recent memory for Dallas. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. The NFL woke up buzzing after a stunning whisper began to circulate around league circles. The Dallas Cowboys may have pulled off one of the boldest moves in recent memory by linking their future to DAVANTE Adams. While nothing has been formally confirmed beyond carefully chosen words and strategic smiles, the mere suggestion of Adams in a Cowboys uniform has already sent shockwaves through defensive meeting rooms across the league. Sources close to the situation suggest that Dallas has been quietly positioning itself for a headline-grabbing offensive transformation. The idea of pairing Adams with the Cowboys' existing core has sparked immediate speculation about a shift in philosophy, one that leans heavily toward an aggressive, star-driven aerial attack. Adams, widely regarded as one of the most precise route runners and physically dominant receivers of his generation, represents more than just another weapon. He symbolizes intent around the league. Rival executives are said to be recalculating priorities. Defensive coordinators, meanwhile, are rumored to be reworking coverage concepts at the mere possibility of facing Adams lined up in silver and blue. His reputation precedes him, relentless at the line of scrimmage, surgical in the red zone, and unforgiving when matched one-on-one. For a Cowboys franchise long associated with bold moves and bigger expectations, this potential addition fits the narrative perfectly. There is also a business angle fueling the rumor mill. Adams' arrival would instantly elevate the Cowboys' global profile, energize the fan base, and reinforce the organization's image as a destination for elite talent. Internally, the move is being described as a statement that Dallas is no longer content with promise alone, but is willing to chase dominance outright. Until contracts are signed and jerseys are unveiled, everything remains in the realm of speculation. Yet in the NFL, rumors often carry a truth of their own. And if DAVANTE Adams truly is on his way to Dallas, defenses across the league may soon discover that the whispers were a warning. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.